This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Today we're dealing with a Dynasty Jade oven that is not heating up, so we're going to change the igniter. We got it unplugged, and now we're going to take out these oven racks. So we're going to pull them toward us a little bit, then lift up, take off the top one, pull the bottom one toward us, then lift up. That one comes off, and then the bottom rack can just lift up a little bit and then pull it towards you, and then that'll come off. And then there is another metal piece that also just lifts up, and that's a heat diffuser. Kind of spreads the heat. So lift that up in the front and then pull it towards you. And then the igniter is right underneath, and what we'll do next is we'll close the oven door and we'll remove the front panel, and we can take out the igniter that way. So we're going to lift up on this panel, pull it toward us, and disconnect the little wire nuts here that are bringing power to the igniter. So we have the igniter wires, and then we have power wires coming from the oven. I'm going to undo those and pull those wires apart. There's two of them. And then we'll be able to undo two bolts that are holding the igniter bracket in place, and we can just pull the whole bracket and igniter toward us. So we get the wires undone. This is on the Dynasty Jade oven that's the 24-inch, so it's about 2 feet across, kind of the small version. So I'm taking a 5/8" driver to take out two bolts, and they're holding a bracket that holds the igniter, and then I can just grab the bracket and igniter and slide it out toward me. You know, on this model, it's pretty easy to do this replacement. So what I'm going to do is just kind of unbend this bracket that's holding the igniter, take out the old one, I'll put in the new one. So here's the new one. I'm going to take it out of its brand new bracket, just unbend that one, and then I'll push in the new igniter into the old bracket and then just squeeze that bracket shut on that igniter. Here's the old one and the new one. They just get worn out, and then they don't ignite very fast. It takes too long for the oven to ignite. Sometimes it won't ignite at all. So we're putting the whole bracket back in, and we're going to put those two bolts back in that hold it in place. I'm just using the standard Frigidaire igniter that works on just tons of different ovens. They're only about $30 to $40. So we get those two bolts back in. Then we're going to go ahead and use a new ceramic wire nut to connect the wire, one coming from the oven to the igniter wire, and then we'll do the other side too. We'll grab the other wire coming from the oven to the igniter wire, get that tight, and then you're pretty much done with the repair. It'll actually fire up pretty fast now. Instead of the igniter glowing slowly and taking maybe a couple of minutes, it'll only take about maybe 20 seconds. So we're just going to tuck those wires back in. We'll get the machine plugged back in. Put this cover back into position. I'm going to lift it up high, push it in, and then push it down, and it'll drop about half an inch. That'll lock it in place. There we go. So we turn on that switch and then turn the oven temperature on. We're going to look at the igniter here in the lower right corner. Starting to glow. Getting brighter. And pretty quick here to let the gas in and ignite the gas. There's the ignition. And then the venturi tube fills up with gas. There we go. We also have a big flame here on the right, and that's due to a hole that's kind of melted through the venturi tube, so it's probably good for them to replace that venturi tube soon. So turn it back off, and then we're just going to put it all back together. That flame shouldn't be there. That's due to, again, a hole that's kind of built up over time. It causes an uneven heating of the oven. So we put in the heat dispenser plate first, and then we'll put in this last plate. I'm just going to slide it in. No fasteners here, it just all slides in, locks in just by gravity and friction. Go and put the oven racks back in. There we go. Close that and just give it a little test. It's back working great again, heats up fast. So thanks so much for watching our video, and please subscribe when you get a chance.